Alright, I'm not going to do an introduction for this video. Honestly, I just want to go ahead and get it over with. It's not the easiest decision for me because I've enjoyed this thing, and the audio that's my favorite part about it. It's not the index controllers, which I love, and the field of view is decent. I will say if I had contacts, it would be a lot better, depending on the shape of your glasses. I can tell you a real easy way to tell if it's going to be a problem with your glasses if you're still not sure about VR or whatever at this point. Not that I think anyone who's getting into VR should go straight for the Valve Index, but if you put a hat on and curve it like a bro, like this, or I think actually flat is cool now. I don't know. Anyway, if you go to push your glasses up and it like rides on your hat, that's a pretty good way to tell if it's going to be a real problem. Basically, the way I have to put this on is I have to put my glasses in and then kind of like try not to poke my eye out as I put the headset on. So that's become a slight issue. It's no big deal. I mean, I like the design of the headset overall because I can kind of do that, and I got a hat on, but you know what I'm saying. So there's that. The other problem with it is it's a little bit less comfortable for me than the Odyssey Plus, the Samsung Odyssey Plus. The Odyssey Plus uses the Halo design, like on the PlayStation VR headset. And for my head shape, I think that is the most comfortable. And the idea is you've got a pad, here, and the weight is resting up top. Now, I've adjusted this every which way I've used this. This makes a world of a difference. The way that it was explained to me is it's supposed to be for children, for smaller heads. But if you put this in there and stick it into position, it makes it much more comfortable. The Index is not an uncomfortable headset. I want to be very clear about that. It's very comfortable. Just for my head shape, the Odyssey is more comfortable, and fatigue over time. We're not all the same, right? I don't want to get political, but it's the truth. We're not all the same, so it's just something to keep in mind. What else? So depending on what kind of system you have, and this is really what hopefully that's why you clicked on this video. Depending on what kind of system you have and where you are as far as whether or not you want to invest more. That could be, a deciding factor for you as to whether or not you should have one of these. If you've already got a 1080 or even better, like a 20 series, a 2080 in a desktop, well made, and you know what I'm saying, like a proper system, then you're going to be able to do some really cool things with this. But what I noticed was, once I got the Index and I would set the settings, not ultra or anything, but I would start adjusting things to what I thought the Index would be able to handle, and my computer became a bottleneck. I'm not going to move this. I've got this propped up using a beanie and an oscillating fan, so I'm not going to move it. But there's a laptop up there, I promise, and that is it's a couple of years old now, and it plays very well. Everything that I've played plays very well on the Odyssey Plus, but I start to notice bottlenecks and screen tearing and just stuttering and all of that. I see more of that when I use my Index. And I think that's because of the added, fidelity capabilities and everything. I think that it draws a little more power. It may just be because it's running off DisplayPort. I don't know. Maybe it's also just the little adapter that I'm using, DisplayPort to mini DisplayPort. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what the fidelity issues are, but I'll try and summarize real quick by saying this. At the end of the day, every single thing that makes this thing so special, I have to add that up in my head. Okay, so is that worth $1,000 to me? Because think about it like this. I've had this thing for a few weeks now. I don't know exactly how long. And you can still sell a used one for what I paid for a new one. So think about that as far as tech is concerned. I can get every bit of my investment back And I really don't lose anything for the experience. There's a Quest right there. That's where the index goes. And then my, he's kind of like a brother-in-law, it doesn't matter. A friend of mine has the Odyssey. I've let him borrow it. And I broke the news to him like, hey, I'm going to have that back because I'm selling the index. I don't need it. I don't need it at all. And my suggestion to you, TLDR, I guess, if you don't have like a beefy system, like something, I would say at least a 1080, period. Because I've got a 1070 in my laptop, and it works great. Alex is beautiful. Like there's a lot of things I can do with it. It's certainly cool. But to get that 144 and like max settings and everything, you need something more powerful. And I'm not willing to go out and buy a card right now, or an adapter or whatever. I'm not doing any of that. I'm certainly not building a PC, because I don't know if you noticed or not, the world's trying to end. So, yeah, that's my take on it. If you've got an amazing system, you will not beat the experience. And even in certain circumstances, if I didn't have the other headsets, I don't think I would sell it and then go try to buy another one. It's not like that. But I worked my way up to the index, and now that I have it, I realize it's overkill. So yeah, I think I covered everything in that. The video's already 6.5 minutes long, so I got to go grab the box out of the garage and start packaging this thing up. Peace.